the content is the issue, not the medium.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Do you remember some? I think it was a year or 2 years ago. The man who one pastor in America who said he wanted to burn the Quran. Do you remember?
Yes.
It didn't happen on social media.
Last year.
Yeah, it didn't happen on social media. The issue became sensitive. That it's not YouTube that is causing the problem.
Yeah.
It is what
the
it
content.
is.
So should there be some kind of regulation then as to the content that you can post on these sites?
I think, from our perspective, so social media, like Kufort explained, is the fact, one of the major difference between social media and the traditional media is the fact that social media is consumer generated. Like, there shouldn't be any restriction, because the minute we start placing some form of restriction on them, then it stops being it's social media. It stops being that powerful medium that allows people to express themselves and to share information. The only way we can restrict, or if one's really restrict, is to, like you said, provide a guideline and allow people to self-censor their content for posting on the different media out there. Because if as individuals we don't take the first responsibility of ensuring that our materials are substantial and our materials are self-censored, they will keep generating the views that are generating all over the world. So I think the only form of restriction that we should place, if we ever really want to place anything on this social media, is the ones that we ourselves should censor.
We should self-censor.
Because the minute to allow the government to start censoring it, it becomes an abuse. And
we cannot forget the fact that we live in the age of conversation.
Yeah.
People want to speak their mind. Unlike the traditional media where you have to know one editor or something, social media offers everybody a platform to say their mind. Don't also forget that when you're in a meeting or in a party of 800 million people, which is Facebook, something should tell you that you should comport yourself. You should know how to behave. You don't say anything because you are meeting 800 million people for the first time. There should be something we call self-censorship. If that is not in place, it is the duty of National Orientation Agency in different countries to start a small advocacy on what you think should be, what you should say, what you should not say. Government shouting, they should censor. Put a guideline. That's what I'm saying. Put okay, when you want to talk about this country, consider this thing before you say it. Where are the guidelines that I'm supposed to follow? And I can get angry one day and I want to speak. And I say something that I just like. So it's an age of conversation. There should be a guideline that should be anywhere around the world. Without a guideline, people will say what they have to say. And two, when in terms of content, teach people about content publishing and content creation, even though it is their own platform. Let people know that this content can affect the nation or can even affect you. Let them know about the fact that you can't spread rumor continuously. But if they are not doing that, they shouldn't be blaming the people. When it comes to personal safety, I keep telling people, don't be greedy and don't expose yourself unnecessarily. Some people, they go to the social media platform without a goal. That's number one. Number two, they get there and they say everything. Some want to sell an impression that they are rich. They want to share to everybody that they're inside the plane, they're traveling to somewhere. They want to share their itinerary to every 800 million people. They share it on Twitter, they share it on this way. Why don't you self-regulate yourself? If you're going, as a rule, you don't have to be sharing your itinerary except you are sharing it for business purposes. Maybe you have a seminar going on and you want people to know. If it is even good, why don't you package the content? Because you see, in social media content, we have the photo, we have the text, we have the graphics. All of them speaks. And if I know how to study you very well, is to look at your online behaviors and check the pictures that you are putting up. I can now read after some time whether you are rich or not. You know, the problem with the Cynthia lady was that the abductor or the killer thought she was rich. That's what they said. They said they had impression that she was rich. How did they get that impression? It must be a conversation they have been going through. It must be they've checked our pictures on Facebook, they've seen one thing or the other, and they come to the conclusion this one must be rich. If she had not sold that impression, I stand to be corrected. They don't. Then when somebody says they want to friend you on any social platform, I keep telling people, what I do first if I see a friend invite is to copy your name, put it in Google and do a background check on you. Who are you? Where are you coming from? What kind of person are you? Well, except if you are not using online at all. Google will give me something about you. Number two, I don't move you to a friend circle like that. I move you to something like I call from acquaintance to somebody that I know briefly. And the first, I keep saying, the first few meetings you would do, be in control of that meeting, physical meeting you're going to do. Be in control. Don't go far from your comfort zone. I think those are the things that help those guys to really. The law are from our side to Lagos, where she had no comfort zone,
no protection.
She had no control over the environment. And she came. They gave her the option that, look, we're going to pay your ticket. I think you should be in control of what you do with people you don't know. Don't give people the impression that, okay, I can enjoy free. There's nothing that is free totally. Somebody has to pay for it.
Okay, Dari, let's look at the role of the parents and guardians, especially in the social media thing. Right now in Nigeria, the bulk of those using social media are teenagers between the ages of some from 11 up.
Even younger.
Okay, here Anita will tell you, I'm on Facebook. Have you seen me on Facebook? I actually got some requests and all that, and BlackBerry and all. So, what role should the parents be playing in ensuring that there's etiquette maintained?
Well, we were saying something before we came on set, and it's very interesting. The home front has failed. I have a neighbor. They take their child to the crèche, less than 6 months old child, like 7 in the morning. They don't bring him back, the kid back until around 9 in the evening. So who's filling that vacuum? Like Aisha said, who's responsible for what we teach our children? Is this the internet or stars on television? Okay, so the parents are caught in the rat race. And even sometimes, it's not as if they are not comfortable. They are, but keeping up with the Jones. So, the parents are not there. So who is to tell them? And this, in this, against the sharp contrast of the poverty in the land, there is a noble rich class that's emerging, whether we know or not. And everybody wants to feel like I'm there. I have it, I can afford it. So parents are, feel it's okay to give a BB to a 10-year-old child, a 13-year-old child, a BlackBerry, something, that piece of technology that he or she is carrying that he doesn't even know the value. You understand? These are kids who doesn't do any holiday work. Let's even talk about the monetary value in the first place. Don't know what sweating to earn money is. So he's carrying this thing that he doesn't even know what it costs to get one. Now, and through that, and I hope you know that even the cheapest phone around these days are internet enabled. So they can get on the net, meet all sorts of people. So when you talk about peer pressure now, it has even taken a monstrous dimension. Peer pressure is not about people his age, people around you.
Meeting in school.
No. Peer pressure is
meeting people all over the world.
All over the world. So you probably told your child that a condom is a balloon, whereas on his the phone you gave him, he knows what homosexuality is. You understand?
Yeah.
So parents get into things they don't even understand themselves. Because when I was growing up, when somebody has a phone, and has a table phone in the street,
maybe I should have to it.
You understand? But these days,
how does one detect what kind of information to give when one is on the net?
Number one, that's why I said let me just have something to watch it. I just said, number one, you cannot give what you don't have. Most parents don't know why they're on Facebook or social networking site. They thought it's just go and just talk. When you go to London, show your pictures. When you go to beach, show your pictures. I keep wondering sometimes, particularly the ladies, even if they go to restaurant, they take 10 pictures and they upload it. Well, except if we just want to tell people that, look, I'm in town. Maybe that's the purpose. I'm a big girl.
I'm a big babe.
What is the need for that? One, you must know the information you want to share. Have a go. Why are you on social networking site or social professional site? Why are you there? What do you want to achieve by being there? Yes, it's for conversation, it's for meeting people. But what do you want to achieve? you need to know that there are hackers. Put that at the back of your mind. If I want to study you, I want to study your patterns, the way you behave. It's just look at your social networking platform and study them within 3-4 days. I'll be able to get a glimpse of the way you live your life. I check your content, your photo, what you are posting regularly. Are you the person that use the social platform to complain about what is wrong in your office or what is wrong with your family? Because you find those things, I mean, something that is just intimate that you shouldn't share. Me and my husband are fighting, or I'm fighting with somebody.
Sorry.
You turn it to a complaining part, you turn it to a public speaking platform. You turn okay.
Let me take that up from you.
Okay.
I think that one of the major challenges we're having with the social networking platforms is the fact that 10 years ago we didn't have it.
Yeah.
Let's look at it from that perspective. It just happened. You know, and we don't know how to use it. We just started using it.
That's what I'm saying.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that therefore we have a challenge to ensure that we don't bequeath this madness to the younger ones. You know what they do?
Or them bequeath it to us because they use it more than
Because
we
they
do.
do.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. As a young boy growing up, my father knew all my friends. And he knew there were a few of them. He said, this boy, keep off from him.
Okay.
He will mislead you. Because he had control, he had access to who my friend. Because how else would they meet me apart from my coming to their house and they are coming to mine? You know what I mean? Either I go to their house or they come to mine. And their parents know me. And my parents know them.
Yeah.
You don't have friends that are anonymous. Then today you're going to have about 500 friends that are known to only you.
Yeah.
Your parents don't have access to who they are, what you do with them, and what they can do with you, or what kind of influence they can have on you, and vice versa. And I think, sincerely speaking, is that this kind of social education, you know, I think it should be included in our curriculum. I think so. That's number one. So that they know how, when you have entered service lane,